You ever land in a new country and instantly feel like you belong? Like someone smiles at you in the airport, helps you find your bag, and suddenly, you're not just a tourister home. Well, not every place gives you that feeling. But some countries, they go above and beyond. Whether it's strangers walking you to the train, cafe owners who treat you like family, or locals who just love Americans, these places stand out in the best possible way. In this video, I'm counting down 07 of the friendliest countries in the world for American travelers. And trust me, some of them will surprise you. We're talking warmth, real connection, and those unforgettable little moments that make a trip truly meaningful. So if you're planning your next adventure and wondering where you'll be met with open arms, stick around. Because your next favorite country might just be number 5. Number 1, Poland. Let me tell you, Poland completely took me by surprise. I didn't expect it to be this welcoming, especially as an American. But the moment I landed in Krakow, I felt it, that warm, subtle kind of friendliness that isn't over the top, but just real. People smiled when I asked for directions. They didn't just point, they walked me there. That's the kind of vibe Poland gives off. And you'd be amazed at how many people speak English, especially the younger generation. Whether it was in a cute cafe in Warsaw or a little food stall in the old town, communication was never a problem. Locals were curious about where I was from, what I thought of Poland, and many of them lit up when they found out I was American. Turns out, over 90% of Poles actually have a positive view of the US. That's not something you see everywhere. Beyond the people, Poland itself is a treasure chest of stories and experiences. Krakow's old town feels like a fairy tale, especially at night when the streets are glowing and a violinist playing somewhere nearby. Then there's the salt mine in Bieliczka, an underground chapel carved from salt. Unreal, and if you're into nature, head south to the Tatra Mountains. You'll find hiking trails, lakes that look like paintings, and a peacefulness that's hard to describe. The best part, it's super affordable. You're getting European charm without the Paris or Rome price tag. Great food, safe cities, kind people, and that under-the-radar feel that makes every discovery more exciting. Poland isn't just friendly, it's a place that wants you to love it, and it quietly goes out of its way to make sure you do. So yeah, Poland isn't just number 1 on this list, it might just be number 1 on my list, period. Number 2, Ireland. Okay, picture this. You're walking into a cozy pub in a small Irish town. It's raining lightly outside, and as soon as you step in, someone at the bar looks up, smiles, and says, "You alright there?" That's Ireland for you, friendly in a way that feels instantly personal. What really sets Ireland apart isn't just the scenery though, trust me. It's breathtaking, it's the people. They love a good conversation. They're genuinely curious about where you're from, and they have this uncanny ability to make you feel like you've known them forever, even if you just met 5 minutes ago. I lost count of how many strangers offered me directions, recommendations, and for Americans, there's a deep connection. With over 33 million Americans having Irish roots, you'll constantly hear things like, "Oh, you might be a cousin of mine." Whether you are or not, it feels like you belong. Driving through the countryside feels like something out of a movie. There are rolling green hills, stone fences, and sheep, so many sheep. Then there are the dramatic cliffs of Moher, the ancient castles, and the lively cities like Dublin and Galway, where music pours out of nearly every pub window. You'll even find free walking tour with local guides who are part comedian, part historian. There's also a beautiful balance between modern and traditional. You can explore centuries-old ruins in the morning and grab a great flat white from a hip cafe in the afternoon. Another big plus? US citizens can stay visa-free for up to 90 days, and it's one of the safest countries in Europe for solo travelers. If you're looking for a place where every conversation turns into a story, where locals greet you like an old friend, and where the landscapes are as warm as the people, Ireland needs to be on your list. It's not just friendly, it's homey, heartwarming, and hard to leave. Number 3, Japan. Japan is one of those places that just sticks with you. It's beautiful, yes, but it's also incredibly kind. If you're an American traveler wondering where you'll feel safe, respected, and a little bit in awe the entire time, Japan is the spot. The very first thing you'll notice, everyone is so polite. I'm talking next level respect here. People bow when they greet you. They'll help you even if they don't speak much English, and they're never too busy to be kind. I once had a woman literally walk me 3 blocks to show me where the train station was. She didn't speak a word of English, just smiled and pointed until we got there. That's the kind of energy you'll find. The public transportation system is spotless and runs like clockwork. Signs in English are everywhere in major cities like Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto, so navigating feels surprisingly easy, and the mix of old and new, unreal. One minute you're wandering through a quiet bamboo forest, the next you're standing in the middle of Shibuya crossing surrounded by neon lights and 1,000 people moving like a choreographed dance. And the food, don't get me started, sushi, ramen, takoyaki, matcha, everything. Even the convenience store snacks are on another level. Plus, Japan is one of the cleanest and safest countries I've ever visited. You could drop your wallet on the subway and there's a good chance someone will turn it in. What really struck me, though, was how much Japanese culture values hospitality, omotenashi, they call it. It's this unspoken idea of caring for guests without expecting anything in return. You feel it in the way shopkeepers greet you, and how hotel staff go above and beyond, and even in the silence and calm on public transport. It's all about making sure your experience is peaceful. Japan doesn't just welcome you, it makes sure you leave with a sense of wonder. It's not loud about its friendliness, but it's constant, respectful, thoughtful, and totally unforgettable. Number 4, Vietnam. Vietnam is one of those places that just gets under your skin in the best way possible. It's lively, it's colorful, and it's full of people who are genuinely excited to welcome you into their world, especially if you're American. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't know what to expect before I visited. But from the first bowl of pho on a Hanoi street corner to the last sunset over the Mekong Delta, I felt like I was part of something special. Vietnamese people are incredibly warm, curious, and proud of their country. I had random strangers stop me just to say hello or offer help when I looked lost. There's something amazing about how they balance tradition and modern energy. In cities like Ho Chi Minh and Da Nang, there's this bus scooters everywhere, street vendors calling out, temples hidden between skyscrapers. But then you head to places like Hainan, and suddenly everything slows down. Lanterns glowing over the river, people sipping coffee on tiny stools, and locals smiling at you like they've known you for years. And speaking of coffee, Vietnamese iced coffee Ca Phe Xoa Da is life-changing. Add in the food banh mi, bun cha, fresh spring rolls, and honestly, it's a flavor-packed adventure. Another thing Americans appreciate, the affordability. You can eat like royalty, stay in beautiful places, and explore the whole country without breaking the bank. But the real treasure, the people, there's still a sense of wonder when locals meet travelers, and that connection feels authentic. Many younger folks speak English, especially in cities and tourist areas, and they love chatting with Americans to practice. In fact, in a 2020 for Global Travel poll, Vietnam was ranked the #1 friendliest country in Asia for US tourists, and I can see why. It's not just friendly, it's open-hearted, generous, and alive with stories. If you're craving adventure with a human touch, Vietnam should be high on your list. It's one of the most rewarding, welcoming travel experiences I've ever had. Number 5, Philippines. If you're looking for sunshine, smiles, and seriously genuine warmth, the Philippines will steal your heart. From the moment you land, you'll notice something. People here don't just welcome you, they make you feel like family, and I'm not exaggerating. Whether you're in bustling Manila or on a tiny island like Siquijor, locals greet you with huge smiles and a kind of hospitality that's just effortless. One of the big reasons Americans feel so at home here is the language. English is widely spoken. It's one of the official languages, and that alone makes traveling feel smoother. But it's not just about communication. Filipinos are naturally warm, upbeat, and helpful. I've had locals invite me to family meals, help me haggle at a market, and even offer to show me around their hometown just because they wanted me to see the real beauty of their country. And the country is beautiful. We're talking jaw-dropping beaches like El Nido and Coron, surreal waterfalls in Cebu, and rice terraces in Banao that look like they were carved by giants. Oh, and if you've never been to Boracay after it rains, imagine powder white sand and sunsets that look like oil paintings. It's also one of the most budget-friendly destinations out there. You can live well for less, island hop like a rock star, and still have money left for Halo Halo, a colorful shaved ice dessert you have to try. Whether you're diving with whale sharks, riding a tricycle through tiny towns, or just chatting with the barista at a seaside cafe, every moment feels a little more personal here. Filipinos have a phrase, "It's more fun in the Philippines," and it's not just a slogan, it's a vibe. It's the laughter. The singing karaoke is basically a national sport, the easy connection, and that amazing ability to make strangers feel like old friends. If you want real connection, breathtaking scenery, and the kind of friendliness that fills your heart, the Philippines delivers big time. Number 6. Canada. Let's be real, Canada might be America's neighbor, but it feels like an entirely new world once you cross that border. A calmer world, a friendlier world. It's like stepping into a version of North America where people are just nicer, and I say that with love. From my very first visit, one thing stood out. Canadians are polite, thoughtful, and genuinely helpful. You can bump into someone in the street and they'll apologize. People hold doors open for you, say thank you to the bus driver, and actually mean it. It's that small town energy on a national level. What makes it even better, you feel instantly at ease here as an American. There's no language barrier. The culture is familiar, but just different enough to keep things exciting, and the folks you meet often have cool stories to share plus a healthy curiosity about where you're from. I had a cab driver in Vancouver give me a full breakdown of American baseball stats and recommend his mom's butter tart recipe, all in one ride. The country itself is massive and crazy diverse. You've got the French charm of Quebec City, the skyscrapers and street art of Toronto, the laid-back vibe of Vancouver, and the jaw-dropping nature pretty much everywhere in between. I'm talking Banff National Park, the Canadian Rockies, Niagara Falls, and those perfectly still lakes that look like glass. And safety, top-notch. Whether you're wandering alone through city parks or hiking solo on a mountain trail, Canada gives off that safe, secure, and totally chill vibe. It's ideal for solo travelers, families, or first-timers. But here's what I really love. Canadians have this quiet pride in their country, but they're never pushy about it. They want you to love it too, and they're more than happy to help you experience the best of it. So if you're looking for a trip that's stress-free, scenic, and full of kind-hearted people, Canada is your comfort zone with a twist. It's close to home, but it feels like a breath of fresh air. Number 7. Australia. If you've ever met an Aussie, you already know Australians are some of the most easygoing, fun-loving people on the planet. But traveling through Australia, that takes the friendliness to a whole new level. From the moment you land, you get hit with that laid-back, no worries, mate vibe that makes you feel like you belong, even if it's your first time halfway across the world. One of the biggest perks for Americans is the language. Everyone speaks English, but with a cool accent and a bunch of slang that's fun to pick up along the way. You'll be tossing around words like brekkie and arvo in no time, and locals love it when you try. I met people who invited me out for beers after just a 5-minute chat. A couple in Melbourne actually took time out of their day to walk me to a hidden alley full of amazing street art and coffee shops. That kind of spontaneous kindness is everywhere. Australians have this warm, open spirit that makes it super easy to strike up conversations and feel part of the scene. And then there's the country itself. Sydney's iconic Opera House and Harbour Bridge, the beaches of Bondi and Byron Bay, the wild beauty of Tasmania, and of course, the Great Barrier Reef. It's like a greatest hits album of nature and adventure. Whether you're surfing, hiking, diving, or just road tripping across the outback, there's always someone willing to point you towards something amazing. Even though it's far from the US, it doesn't feel far in terms of culture. Aussies watch American movies, know our music, follow our sports, and they joke around in a way that feels super familiar. Plus, Australia is consistently ranked as one of the safest countries to visit, especially for solo travelers. So yeah, if you want a destination where you'll feel welcome, laugh a lot, and maybe even pick up a few fun Aussie habits, Australia is the adventure you didn't know you needed.